All right. It looks like we're live. Good evening, everyone.
What's
Uh,
up?
welcome to the 10th. We've made it 10 episodes. 10th
Wow.
episode of The Phantom Zone. Um, this is, I want to say, YouTube's premier destination for all things Superman related.
It's so sad because I thought about it after we had been a couple episodes in. Like, man, this is a really good niche. Like, we're the
Right.
only Superman show in town, and I'm like, wait a minute, like, there should be 100 Superman shows in town.
Right. Um, I am Jason, aka Retrotigo. Obviously, you know who I am because you're on my channel. Joining me, as always, is my buddy Tim, aka the Comic Collector.
What's up?
How's things going?
Pretty good.
Great.
Pretty good.
Um,
Getting prepared for the holiday madness.
yes. Yeah.
Almost there. Like, about what, 5 weeks, and then it's just a sprint.
Right. So, side tangent, non Superman related. I had to go to one of the big box construction stores yesterday, and their Halloween stuff is like actually relegated to like just a little tiny corner near the
Huh.
front because Christmas has thrown up all over the section.
Yeah, I saw an article that something all these manufacturers wanted all these stores to get stuff out way early because of COVID,
Right.
and I guess they're afraid get it out before maybe stuff starts getting canceled too, so people have bought it way
Right.
ahead.
But yeah,
Yeah,
they had, three lanes of it, and Halloween is like just this like pokey side. Oh, hey Marcus.
yeah.
My buddy Marcus is on. Good to see
What's
you.
up, man? Yeah,
Um,
it felt like this year we'd went through the holiday stuff. I had like a crazy January and February at work. It was just like insane, and then the COVID hit.
right.
So like right now, I feel is a sweet spot. Like for the most part, everything's died down, and we're getting ready for the next rush to end the year.
It'll be interesting to see how they handle Halloween. I mean, here in
Yeah,
here in the great state of Missouri, uh, where the pandemic is still spiking. Uh,
yeah,
I'm sure people will still trunk or treat. So
yeah. My daughter did go, my oldest, last year, but this would be the first year she could really do it, and she's been talking about Halloween since probably March. So I like really want to do something, but I don't know if we're gonna be able to.
I went ahead and bought my daughter a costume anyway. So we'll probably go to both sets of grandparents who watch her during the week, and then figure it out from there. But yes, I bought her. This is the last. Oh, I should have got it for like show and tell later. It's the last time that I'm going to have unequivocal say over what she wears for Halloween. So I got a Supergirl Halloween
Oh,
costume for her. So
no way, that is the outfit my daughter has picked out as a Supergirl outfit.
nice.
We're letting her pick, and she wants to be a superhero, and my wife, I think, was pushing her towards Wonder Woman.
Hmm.
And it seems like, I mean, she could change at the last second, but it looks like she's going to be Supergirl too.
Awesome.
What's up, Fate? Good to see you.
So yeah, so we should be at some point joined by our original third, Super Russ.
Yeah.
So whenever he pops in, I'll add him. But until then, we usually
Yeah.
start with the Superman news, and
There's
there's
been quite a bit since last episode. Yeah.
and probably the biggest, which is like not big anymore, but Bendis is leaving Superman. Like
Yeah.
at least Action and Superman. I don't know about Legion.
Let's that's a good segue into the book. I actually picked this up just because I read an article about it, and because we were doing Phantom Zone this week. This is the B cover of Action. But you were reading Action. You remember the whole Invisible Mafia and like the Red Mist?
Yeah.
I believe we find out in this book because you see Amanda Waller is talking to someone like Breaking Bad style, like trying to disappear,
Mm.
and they're actually going to disappear her to a parallel Earth. And we find out that I believe all the Invisible Mafia, Red Mist, and all that is actually from another Earth.
Okay.
And to be honest with you, the art in this is so bad. I love a lot of Ramita. Like you see, like ads for Ramita,
Right.
and you see the Superman. You're like, man, that looks good. But when you actually get the book, I drifted off halfway through. But according to the article I read, I think it comes out that Superman and Lois are from a parallel Earth in this book too. And then an actual another Red Mist from a parallel Earth that I think's a parasite too shows up. Because I mean, I flipped through it. I just couldn't take the art to read it. But yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to like slag like artists or writers, because they do what they do. But man, John Romita Jr. is not one of my favorite artists.
See, I hate to badmouth artists too because, for instance, Kelly Jones, I love his covers of Batman, but for years I could not stand a whole book drawn by him.
Yeah.
But his last Kings of Fear miniseries, I think they had a different color, and the different colors in it made it like really good to me. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
So I just hate to trash people on that.
Well, and like anything else, one title they may be really great, and another title, it seems like they phoned it in. So I noticed I dropped Action for a couple issues, and I was like, okay, well, I'll catch back up. And then I saw John Romita Jr. was on it, and I was like, I flipped through, and I was like, oh no.
Well,
nope.
It seems like when he came into New 52, and I'll finish this real quick so we can welcome Russ, but it seemed like his art in New 52 was good to my memory.
Right.
But we have our original third coming back on tonight with us for a little bit. What's up, Russ?
What's up,
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Doing good. I messaged Russ this week, actually in our group chat, and it was just like, man, no pressure about coming on, but I miss hanging out with you. It's good to see you, man.
Yeah, it's good to be back on, man.
Yeah, the new look and everything.
Yeah.
It's Russ Luther. I mean, I was digging the hair you had too. Oh
yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm leaning back so I couldn't see. I was just about to say I really dig the new look you had when I thought you had shaved it.
Snapchat filter, man. It just looked so real. I had to post it.
Oh, okay, all right. But I saw someone else had posted Luther too, and I'm like, did he do this just because he's coming on a Superman show? But
I would have been here sooner, man, but my computer is like running updates and junk, and it's running super slow and lagging out on me.
It's the inevitable updates for 2 hours.
It always happens. Like, I'm gonna jump on and do something, like pay a bill on my phone, and then, before work, and your phone's updating so you get to work.
That happened.
Yeah, I only turn the laptop on like maybe once every 2 weeks, and it always has updates when I do.
That's every time I turn on my Xbox. That's the same thing. New system update.
Dude, I think because Russ isn't going to stick around for the story, but I figured you could hang out for news.
Yeah.
But before we get into news, I just want to bring up a couple things. One was someone who did a contest entry for me and showed they prize tag Russ. This is what made me message him about coming back on. And he had the clip of the Highlander music and you with the sword, and I'm just like, I gotta hang out with Russ again. And the other thing I want to bring up, and this might sound like I don't pay attention, but I watch so much YouTube, sometimes I get confused. I think it was your video for my contest. You were showing Golden Age Superman, right?
Yeah, just one.
Man,
I got it in an AOK from Comic Books NYC.
Man, I was so jealous of that, and it looks mint.
Yeah.
Like I was shocked when I saw that.
I opened it up and read it. The page quality is really good, but it's in rough shape. Had to be real careful.
I mean, I tell you, it displays well.
Yeah, that's that Mylar magic.
It has that unique look to it that just screams retro Superman, like just fall in love looking.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, we were just discussing Bendis leaving Superman. So, I mean, any thoughts you had before we move on?
It looks like I'm frozen on screen.
Is he? You're not on my screen.
Okay. On my side, I'm like, everything is completely frozen. Bendis leaving Superman. Very happy about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tell you, he did a killer job on Young Justice.
Yeah.
I mean, that's being canceled, but
I liked him when he first came in, when he did that Man of Steel miniseries. It was good.
Yeah.
The first couple issues of the Superman series he did, and then it just, I don't know. Not sure what happened.
My buddy says everyone's moving on his side, so
okay,
we should be good.
It's probably just my side. The computer's still running updates.
So here's a question. If Bendis came on and only did one title, do you think it would have been a more successful run?
Probably.
You see, my thought on that would be, I would have hated.
It seems like
if he only did one thing, like, would we have still gotten Naomi?
Right.
And I was sort of anti Naomi at first, not because of the character, but because of the crazy spec, and like you just couldn't buy it. But when I seen her in Young Justice and in action, I'm like, man, this is a great character. I'd love to see her with the Titans or whatever going forward.
Right.
Yeah, I remember they did. There was an issue of Superman where he was like holding a child on the cover, and everybody thought it was Naomi as a kid, and that issue just went ridiculous for a while. And I think it was either Bendis or somebody that said, no, it's not her.
Yeah, there's rumors that she was Teen Lantern too.
Yeah.
Like all kinds of stuff. Because like one issue ended and it looked like a lantern symbol.
Yeah. I've actually got the first 4 issues of Naomi, but I haven't read them, so I don't know how the story is.
Yeah, I've never read the solo because of the spec. I've been waiting to come across either a cheap trade or get lucky and find some third prints or something.
I actually got those. I got them in an AOK.
Awesome.
The first. That's another reason I haven't read them either. I don't want to crease them or anything.
Right.
I need to look it up digitally and check it out though.
So yeah. Next piece of news, I guess, since last we spoke, is Superman Man of Tomorrow was released.
I still haven't got it.
I got the Target exclusive steel case because I'm a weird sucker like that. No other change, just a steel case.
If you've watched it, no spoilers. Is it good?
It's great, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've been meaning to get it, and every time I go to Walmart, I end up spending the budget on diapers and food.
Right.
And to be honest, I did buy some horror movies because Halloween's coming, so that time of the year. But,
well, once you get it and watch it, we'll have to do an episode on it or something.
Yeah,
I think I saw it for rent on the PlayStation Store, so I might have to check that out too.
Yeah,
it's a good alternate origin story, which we're getting into.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Russ, this is the. I know you're not going to stick around for the review, but this is the end of Kryptonite saga, and we're starting an origin saga. So if you happen to have any of those origins, like Superman for All Seasons, stuff like that. So.
I don't right now, but I could probably get them. Check out eBay.
Yeah, I think we might do Secret Origins too, right?
Yeah.
By Jeff Johns. So.
Those issues are still pretty cheap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what's sad? Almost anything Superman is cheap.
Yeah.
Right.
It's so sad the state he's in the fandom.
Except for issues that have other people in them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But a bit of news we actually talked about on Fanboys last week. I don't know if you guys have heard it. I'm sure you've heard like Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton are coming back for the Flash movie, which is Flashpoint. But they've actually invited and I forget names. I'm sorry, Ruth, who played Superman. They invited the Smallville guy. I keep forgetting his name. And this is the crazy part, and we hope it happens. They've invited Nicolas Cage to play Superman in that movie. No joke. We don't know if it's going to happen or not. But yeah, he's been invited.
That would be
and
incredible.
that's like his. Yeah. Well, Flashpoint from Fanboys said the perfect thing. What if he's like the depowered Superman from Flashpoint? Like it would be perfect.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, I don't care if it's for 2 seconds. What happens? What they do with it? If he comes back, it would be like a moment in the theaters. If we get to go back to theaters, where the crowd would go wild.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Whether it's good or bad.
In the theater.
Yeah. No matter what. You can't go wrong with it because good or bad, people are going to love and talk about Nicolas Cage.
Hey, what's up, Tony?
Yep. Speak of the fanboys, and we conjured one.
Right.
Yo, what's up, Tony?
Quick shout out. Oh, contest just ended. He drew his contest today, so go check and see if you won. But either way, even though his contest is over, go sub him. Tony Fett.
Yep.
Awesome channel.
Yeah.
Another piece of news, McFarlane Toys just released another set of an upcoming wave of action figures. And lo and behold, we get another Superman. This time it's going to be the Red Sun Superman.
It's like a 9 out of 10 ratio. Every 9 figures are Batman.
Right.
And then we get a Superman.
Yes. Every way.
I think either it just released or it's about to next month is the deceased Superman. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw some of those on. I was looking online and checking some of those out.
They did packaging shots. I saw some packaging shots for the Flash, and his packaging shot is really great.
Hey Rose.
I wish they would do a.
Trying to get my wife's attention.
I wish they would do a Batman from Nightfall, the Gene Paul Valley.
I was trying to figure this out. Sorry to cut you off. They just released Azrael from White Knight, and I've been seeing on Instagram when I'm about to mention people finding it. I don't know if it's officially released or the 12th of next month. A bunch of figures are coming out.
Yeah.
But this exact same body design, but I don't know if it's from the White Knight or what. It ain't like the original, but it's an Asbat.
Oh.
Real similar, but different with this body type. And people are finding them right now at Walmart. So, yeah.
So which means you'll find them maybe in like 2 months?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking is I can never find anything new at Walmart. I think they come out early, people buy them, and I don't see them till like the second restock.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still looking for that Target exclusive wave of G.I. Joe figures.
Oh, man. I don't know if you watch any toy people. One of my favorite channels on here is MCE and a guy named What's Poppin'.
Yeah.
And he just does toy hunt videos.
Right.
And, man, he was looking for those, what you're talking about, and had trouble getting them.
Yeah, like, I only ever see, not to diverge again, but, like, I only ever see Instagram posts of people who have actually shown up when they know Target is restocking, and so they get them like out of the case.
I think there's like a Funko app. I hear it mentioned. The MCE guy mentioned it that actually alerts you.
Oh, really?
When stuff shows up at like Target and Walmart and stuff.
Oh, really?
And he'll go there and ask them to go in the back and look, and sometimes they can find it, sometimes they can't.
Wow.
Man, I haven't been at Target in I don't know when. My Target, they just never get anything. It's like a wasteland in there.
Yeah. I actually don't have a Target in my hometown.
Really?
The closest one is about 25 minutes, Arnold. I mean, you don't know, but Jason would know. Arnold's the closest one to me. Yeah.
So yeah. Anybody else have any Superman related news?
It seemed like, I don't know, I think this happened since our last episode, just going backwards a minute, but I'm forgetting his name once again. I don't know what it is this last week with me and Superman names, but Oh, Henry Cavill
Yeah,
signed a 3-movie extension with DC.
Oh yeah.
great.
So, and I don't know if that means like 3 Superman movies or just 3
Three,
DC movies.
3
Does that include the
appearances.
CGI mustache removal or?
Exactly.
Hopefully, they've learned from that debacle.
Yeah.
If
Oh, I did want to mention just one other new Superman book. I want to shout this title out. This is Batman Superman, the new issue number 12, the B cover. If you've not picked up this series, you're missing out. This is really good. The arc before this, they did Ultra Humanite, and I guess this is a little bit of spoilers. I mean, not really. You find out Brainiac has a city on the moon, and he has villains like Brainiac, and you don't actually see the name of the story. It's Planet Brainiac.
oh, nice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so hyped about Batman and Superman, and I've been sort of rereading and going through. If you follow me on Instagram, the volume 1, which was Superman Batman, that series and this one. If you love Batman and Superman, you got to pick these up.
What issue was that again?
This is issue 12.
12. Okay.
There's 12 of this volume out. There is a volume 2 that was New 52. I don't have all of yet, so I won't give an opinion on it. But the first volume was Superman Batman. That volume, this volume, and this week I believe the annual comes out.
Okay.
If you're interested.
Yeah, I was thinking about picking that up. I always see it. I'm
Yeah.
not one for too many team up books.
Yeah.
But with the current state of like Action Comics, like we talked about, and like Superman to a lesser degree, I've been thinking about it.
I've
What
been
this
slowly getting
series-
some more DC books.
What those series do, this one in volume 1, it really delves into the relationship of Batman and Superman and like the legacy,
Okay.
including like sidekicks and stuff. One thing I will say about this current volume, the first few issues are basically is it Year of the Villain or
Oh yeah,
the story where the 6 infected people,
yeah.
whatever story that was, a tie-in within a tie-in. It's
Oh,
not
like,
bad, but just a warning, in the first few issues are that.
the Batman Who Laughs stuff.
Yeah, where you had the 6 heroes. Remember, it was like a mystery. Remember
Yeah.
who was going to be infected? Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't Hawkman and Supergirl were both 2 of the infected, I think, from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think at one point Shazam was.
At one point, like everyone was, like
Right.
nearly. I forget the name. It was like a mini within the Year of the Villain, within Death Metal, sort of.
Yeah.
Like that little mini, where the first appearance of Punchline showed up, like that mini.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's where all that happened. And at one point in that mini, they infect the whole Hall of Justice with everybody in it. Yeah.
Now you know why DC's in the state that they're in.
Exactly. Just trying to even explain like where the people that the first series come from is so convoluted.
Right.
Oh man.
Yeah. Sorry, just looking around my room to see if there's any Superman related other stuff.
Have you guys read 3 Jokers yet?
I have the first book.
Yeah.
I really
I love the
liked it.
first issue. I think issue 2 is
Yeah.
coming out next Wednesday.
I think so.
Yeah. I actually stopped at my LCS because the app I used said they came out this week, but it was like a week off.
Yeah.
Because that was the only reason I even planned to stop there, is to get that. But luckily, Batman Beyond was there, so it's like the only 2 books I care about.
That book is sort of starting to get me back into DC again. I've got a couple of Wonder Woman covers on order from the Middleton B covers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He killed it.
I'll probably read those and
Batgirl.
check them out.
Yeah, not to go too deep dive because this is a Superman show, but everything I heard about 3 Jokers before it came out was like it was going to relive the tragedies the Joker inflicted on the Bat family, and I'm like, I've already read those stories, so I was actually going in with low expectations, and it blew me out of the water.
Yeah, that's what drew me in too.
Yeah.
You know what blew me out of the water was the price when I went to pay for it. I didn't realize it was that expensive.
Yeah.
Well,
Because
I forget, was it a $10 one?
Something like that. It was like $8.99 or something.
Yeah. 'Cause it's
Wow.
Black Label, but it's in
Right.
like regular sized for
Yeah.
some reason. Yeah.
It is more pages, but I think it's almost like, hey, we made you wait 5 years and now we're going to price
Yeah.
gouge you.
Yeah, for real.
It is not even the big. Like, can you imagine that book for that price in the big format? It'd be
Right.
so
Yeah.
much better.
And then the different covers too. And I know my shop and a lot of other shops probably go ahead and mark up those variant covers.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dang, man,
There's
that's
like,
brutal.
anytime something related to the Joker comes out, there's 95
Yeah.
covers.
They got secret incentives and 1 in 100s. And
Well, if you
like,
go on
dude, come on.
CLZ, it'll have like A and B covers, right? Like with
Yeah.
Hawkman, for instance. With these kind of comics, you have A, like AA, AB, AC, and then the first letter will change into like J or L. You know what I'm saying? Like A all the way through Z, B all the way through Z. It's like insane.
To make it impossible to keep up with.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, I think that's it for the news. We can shout out the chat real fast. We got my buddy Marcus hanging out tonight. We got Helmet of Fate. We got Tony Fett and Magic Lasso so far in the chat. Thanks, guys, for coming.
Hey, Lasso.
I just want to say hi to all the Instagram people. I know they might be coming or might be watching on the replay. So thanks for watching.
Well, all right. Well, Russ, if you want to stick around. If you want to hop off.
I can stick around and just be an instigator.
Yeah.
Real quick before we
I can like
jump
talk
in,
about Thor in the middle of a Superman run.
just in case Russ don't make it to the end, you want to shout out your contest real quick?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm doing a Road to 800 giveaway, and it's easy to enter. It's just a comment entry, and you got to sub up 4 channels that I have linked in the description of that video. It's called Giveaway Reboot.
One of them's a pretty good channel.
Yeah.
We're on it right now.
Yes, I hit 110 today.
Nice.
So that means tomorrow I'll be back down to like 106.
Oh,
that's usually how it goes. I gain 2 or 3, and then lose 2 or 3, then gain 1 and lose 2.
well,
Man,
I'm having my contest right now to get to 1,000, and I was at like 935 when I started.
Yeah.
On the second day, I jumped all the way up to like 960 something. When I woke up the next morning, I think I was back down in the 40s. Like since then, it's come back. But like you talk about, sort of like if you didn't know that about YouTube, that could deflate you. Like where'd the 20 people go?
I actually did my 700 subscribers giveaway twice to actually be able to go over 700. So.
Putting the work in, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Helmet's comment, like that's how I felt largely about this last year and like the Year of the Villain, because you had what Year of the Villain, Deceased,
Hell Arisen, Death Metal,
Leviathan.
Yeah, Leviathan. Well, that don't even count as an event. That was just people standing in the dark with a story that went nowhere.
Right.
And I got the first couple issues of the Superman with Leviathan teas and stuff, and it felt like it was going nowhere, so I just dropped it.
Do you want to have your mind blown? Did you know that story is not even over yet?
Really?
There's supposed to be another mini, and I think 1 or 2 more one-shots, but I don't know if they got axed when the implosion happened.
Oh yeah, maybe.
So
they put it on hold. They put it on hold for the 15th Death Metal mini.
We only got halfway in, and there's an event that's just in December this year. I forget the name of it, like Endless Winter, and then there's an event I believe just in January called Future State, I think. Yeah, so event crazy.
It doesn't matter because they canceled Hawkman, so after December it's like one title maybe for me out of DC.
I know they canceled a lot of titles. Didn't they cancel Batgirl too?
Yeah, Batgirl. not only are they canceling her, it looks like Barbara is retiring from crime fighting.
Really?
Yeah, I know they're bringing back my favorite Batgirl, Cassandra Cass, as Batgirl. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't definitively prove Barbara's gone. Like the end of last issue, she said she quit, but you know how that don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the prevailing rumor is it's true.
I just hope they don't paralyze her again.
No, I don't think so. It's like family and emotional reason.
Yeah.
So
I've never really read any Batgirl stories with anybody except Barbara Gordon, so I'm not real familiar with the other Cassandra Cain, any of them.
yeah,
So I can't say anything bad about them because I've never read the stories, so I don't know if I'd like it or not.
I loved Oracle when she was Oracle. I loved New 52 Batgirl until it became Burnside.
Yeah.
And since then, I'd say 8 out of every 10 issues have been terrible. I just collect them out of love for the character.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
we're still there.
Real quick, Jason, I'm just interested to know your answer because this is the road DC's going. We're going to be getting a lot of digital first series. Like, for instance, there's a 4th Deceased. And if that stuff sells well enough, they'll put it out as a trade, like no floppies, right? If they brought Hawkman back and it came out eventually as trades, would you be interested in picking those like original trades up?
Oh, I'm one of the few out there probably who actually the last probably 3 years that I read Flash, I read them all digital because I was running out of room for floppies. Now that's when I was living in a different state in a small apartment and things, and now I have a house and I've discovered our favorite local comic shop. So that has been blown out of proportion. My room is now overflowing with comic books.
That's what made me laugh because you're like, I used to have a small apartment, but now I have a house and a room, and I'm picturing our conversation the other day where you're like, my office is getting full.
Yeah, everything is contained within.
Stack them up to the ceiling and keep rolling, man.
That's what it is. That's kind of what it is. So anyway, yes, I have no problems. Well, I wouldn't say I have no problems. I have a little problem with digital. I don't mind buying digital. And then I have no problems with trades. Actually, I wouldn't even mind getting the trades and getting rid of the floppies because 6 issues of floppies is this, but a trade is this.
Yeah, my opinion is, like, I don't know if we were live yet, but I know I mentioned it tonight. I pick up whatever I can the cheapest at first. That being said, I don't mind having comics or floppies, but I would prefer to have at least the floppies of everything. But if they did that, I'll pick up the trades of the new stuff if it's good. You know, I have no problem. What do you think, Russ?
I don't know. I'm kind of split on it. I don't think that they would go full on digital only because.
Oh no, they're not. They're not doing that yet.
I think it would kill the market really, because too many people's going to find ways to read them for free digitally. They're not going to pay for them.
Yeah.
And 2, if there's a book with spec in it, all the spec YouTubers are going to go out of business because nobody's going to pay $150 for a digital copy of a B cover on a.
No one can send a digital copy to CGC.
Yeah,
exactly.
There'll be people saying this is the first digital copy because it has an 01 next to it.
Yeah.
Like, dude, this one is the big money digital copy.
They're not going digital only. They're just severely cutting back on physical copies.
Yeah.
And doing a lot more digitally as well. And part of it makes sense and part of it doesn't. Like, the part that makes sense is they want to try to go global with it. Yeah. And it's hard to get physical copies around the globe. But I mean, that's the only part that makes sense out of it.
I'm the old school type. I just would rather have the book in hand. Because another thing, say you get a big digital library that you paid for and somebody hacks your account. All your books are just gone.
Well, even just your Wi-Fi goes down. You can't read anything.
Yeah. That was a joke. My dad, growing up, he's all about mean, not minimalism, but he would be the guy that's like, why have all this room taken up when you could just read it on your phone for free or something, right?
Right.
And I just remember one day, because I buy physical DVDs, and he's like, watch Netflix. One day near the end of my time living with him, the power went out. He couldn't watch anything online, couldn't watch TV. And I'm sitting there with a flashlight and a comic book, like, what's up? You know, my stuff's good to go.
Yeah. Yeah, usually the only time I've gone digital is if it's just been a story that's like in a book that's so expensive I can't get it and I just wanted to read the story.
Yeah.
I'll go digital for that.
You see, I don't mock anyone like Batman 881, Detective 881, super expensive book. Well, I had a trade I picked up for $4. Of course, I'd prefer to have the book, but
Yeah.
to me, I felt like you're putting it to the flippers and speckers.
Yeah.
Because I don't need to spend that money
That's
to read
what
the
it comes
story.
down to. Do you want it for the story or do you want it because you see price tags?
Yeah. I want it for the story, and I am a completionist. Like, I like full runs.
Yeah.
But I don't. If these comics are going to my kids, if they want to keep them, sell them. But I'm not interested in what they're worth.
That's a big reason that I left for a while from New Comics, because I would get into the story and then I couldn't complete the run because of whatever spec happening. But so I took a long break from getting new books. So now what I do is I'm back on some new books, but if one has spec, I just let it go, and I pick up a second or third print down the road and just read that.
Yeah, that's why I won't buy Batman. I love Batman's one of my favorite characters. I'd pick up every issue, but every about 10 issues, it's going to be a spec book you can't get. Like, think about like Wedding a Catwoman.
I think
Alfred dying.
Isn't there already spec on
line.
issue 100 too? Or
Yeah,
101
exactly.
or
Like,
before it comes out, just already selling out everywhere.
That's what I literally buy the trades used, save a ton of money, and then I found 2 covers of that number 50 for $1, and then in a mystery box got like the Jim Lee, I think it was a Virgin, where they're kissing in the rain.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got that Jim Lee issue 50.
Yeah, like I didn't have to spec to buy it; it just came to me, and I read the story. I'm reading the story a couple months late, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I love that cover, but that story was.
Yeah. Let's just say that story is why we're doing a Superman show, not a Batman show.
All right. So let's see. 7:45, 15 minutes. We'll we'll get through this real quick.
Do you have a time limit? Sorry.
Just try to keep it around an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
This story is pretty straightforward.
Right.
I mean, we don't even necessarily why don't you just give a description of what the story happens and we could talk about some of the elements?
Yeah, that's fine. So I had picked up this series, Superman Confidential, found, the first few issues at our local LCS, our local honey hole dollar bin hole. And I had just finished reading Superman for All Seasons, which was Loeb and Sale. And then, so I noticed this was Darwin Cooke and Tim Sale. So immediately I was on board with it. And come to find out that the entire Superman Confidential run was only 14 issues. And it really focused on Superman's firsts, not origin stories per se, but the first time that he encounters certain things. And this story is just one story within the 14 issues. There's a second story about his first encounter with the New Gods, New Genesis, all that kind of stuff. And then another one, I forget, Parasite,
I know there's a Toyman one, isn't there?
Toyman, that's it, Toyman. Yeah. And then actually one that we reviewed in a past issue of Phantom Zone, Man and Superman was the canceled 4-issue continuation. So that probably would have been, issues 15 through 19 or whatever.
It's criminal these confidential series, there's 4 of them, I believe. Batman, Justice League, Justice Society, or the others. It's criminal that Superman has only went to 14 issues because it's good. And when you see what those other titles got, it just makes me so angry that we didn't get those Superman issues.
Right. So I'm really glad that Marv Wolfman got a chance to put his story out.
Yeah.
So this story
that makes you even madder seeing that. Like, oh my god.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Right. So this story is Superman's first appearance of Kryptonite, and it's done in really kind of a unique way. So it's 5 issues, and then for some reason I couldn't figure out why or find out why it concludes in issue number 11. So it's actually 6 parts.
Yeah,
And
I think looking at that Wolfman thing, I think what killed this series was they weren't getting issues done on time.
oh, okay.
So
That would that would make sense. Darwin Cooke was probably really in demand at that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, so sort of going over the story, essentially what happens is, you know, kind of a standard origin story. Superman gets shots, you know, from Krypton as it explodes, and we see some great, you know, rocket. I never know how to do this. Rocket art. And what happens is, along with Superman coming to Earth, there was also a sort of extraterrestrial being who was stuck, encased in rock, essentially, and he lands sort of in like the Himalaya area, and this is like 1800s, 1700s, something like that.
Well, no, I thought they said I thought he said he was only 10 years apart because that threw me off.
Okay, maybe it's
I thought that's what it said, but
maybe it's just the area. He lands with, you know, and some monks find him, and the rock itself is taken and sort of propped up within this like monastery. Well, the bad guy, I guess, in a sense of this, he's kind of like a vandal savage, isn't he? Like he if the story's not told, you know, over the course of like 50 years or 60 years, then it's definitely, you know, this guy comes and raids these monks. He basically steals this big chunk of rock and keeps it with him as he moves further west to the States. Yeah. And so in let's just say present day in Metropolis, he comes to build a giant casino.
Yeah.
And he brings with him sort of all the baggage of being like kind of a gangster, being like this criminal entity, basically. And so Lois is essentially tasked with kind of going undercover, not necessarily undercover, but getting in his good graces to get like a story out of him. And so Superman at this time is still learning, and this is where the origins sort of come in. He's still learning his limits at this point. He you know, it's within the first, you know, few years of him taking up the Superman mantle, and so he's encountering a lot of these things and making these choices for the first time. One of the big, I
just got one question. Yeah. Did he use the pantyhose disguise again?
He did not use it.
Oh man,
he does have an interesting way to keep his secret identity in this, though. It kind of shocked me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, Jason?
No.
He has Clark Kent robots.
Right.
Yeah.
So
the part you're getting to, I just want to interject.
Sure.
This was my favorite part of the story. Him thinking about his limits and questioning. I just want to mention one thing. He says something along the lines of every time he does this, he wonders, is this what can kill me?
Right.
You know, and it goes along a bunch of different things he's encountering. Like book 1 here, he's actually fighting the Royal Flush Gang, and they accidentally ignite this, it's like a freeze bomb or something, right?
Right.
And he's almost, I want to say he goes from fear to almost disappointment that couldn't even hurt him. if I don't know
Right.
if you picked that up too, he's almost like even being flash freezed can't hurt me.
Right. And then in issue 2, I think it's issue 2. I'm trying to find it. Yeah, he goes to rescue a village. Basically, stands Lois up to go rescue, an island village where a volcano's erupting, and this really sort of tests his limits and sort of makes him sort of second guess what he's doing. In that the volcano is so sort of overpowering, and he's so scared. He actually like drinks or inhales like lava.
Yeah.
I've been there.
What I like about that is he gets there and he's so new. He's trying to stop this volcano and he's making it worse. And he even mentions that like he could tell people are dying while he's trying to stop this. So he does like the Superman thing, tries to burrow into the earth to divert the lava, and in a sense gets lost and drowns in a way
Right.
in the lava. Yeah.
So the first couple pages always shows kind of the prologue. You can kind of see that's the big chunk of rock that I was talking about, that the alien being, at this point, no one suspects that there's an actual alien intelligence in it. It's just looked upon as like a shrine almost,
And he's sort of telepathic, like he's aware
right
of what's going on around him.
And so, as the story progresses, you see that the rock has been, sort of transported to Metropolis. And the whole idea is this being is trying to get closer to Clark, because it's like two peas of the same pod kind of thing. Like he needs to get close to Clark, because that's his connection to Krypton, this Kryptonian. So over the course of this prologue, you see him going further and further west until they eventually wind up in Metropolis. And then even the cover of issue number 3, you see. And so this is the guy. I should have wrote down his name. I keep forgetting his name.
Yeah, I forget his name too. Wasn't it like P something? Something like that. He's sort of like a created for character, like Lex Luthor in a way.
Right.
And him and Luthor are button heads. And Perry wants Lois to dig up dirt on him because he was crooked before. So
was it Maxwell Lord or
no?
No, I need to.
I'm pretty sure it's a character that's only appeared in this. Like right. I don't recognize the name.
Kind of like a one-off.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite scenes of issue number 3 here is that Superman has established his Fortress of Solitude, and complete with the giant key, the giant keyhole.
Yeah.
And it shows him sort of talking apparently to himself, but then you turn the page past the Nintendo Wii ad, and you see he's just chilling with a polar bear.
Yeah. Yeah.
You give him a Coca-Cola?
Right.
But even that's telling, because he's like, are you lonely? Because he's like, I am.
Right. And so getting more towards the crux of the story is that Superman at some point is... some things are going wrong in Metropolis. And as Superman does, he rushes off to escape. Well, at some point, the Gallo, that's his name. Gallo goes to a secret chamber of some sorts, and as it cracks open, you see the green glow come out. And then as that comes out, Superman begins to fall. So really, in this instance, the Kryptonite has way more far-reaching powers than just like a chunk, because it's like a huge... It's like a huge boulder of Kryptonite.
Yeah, Superman is just like in the neighborhood of this building it's in. And it affects them.
Right. And so continuing, it shows them essentially as long as this room is open and being exposed, Superman is essentially sort of floundering in his fights, being able to fly. You see him being punched, beaten up by some of I think Luthor's goons. But then, this is like classic sort of Superman down and out, being beat up. But then Gallo is done with whatever he, has to do, and he exits the chamber, and you can kind of see that it's, that it's like closing behind him. And then as soon as it does, Superman sort of wakes up, and he's like ready to party. And he managed to get through that, and then Jimmy Olsen finds him, and this is where he takes him back to his apartment, and he's not worried about Clark Kent not being there, because at the end of the book, Clark Kent is standing right there.
Yeah. I was expecting like Martian Manhunter or something.
Right. And so issue number 5.
Maybe a shape-shifting Supergirl again.
Right.
Yeah. The 90s.
So you can see after Jimmy Olsen leaves, he puts his Clark Kent back in the closet with the rest.
He's got like a sleepy Clark Kent.
Right.
Didn't they do that in the Silver Age? Have like Clark Kent robots?
I don't think there's anything they didn't do in the Silver. They had Super Horse and
yeah.
So like in other, Superman sort of origin stories, Clark's back in Smallville for a while with his parents, like questioning whether or not he should continue doing what he's doing. Lois is sort of getting a little bit closer to this Gallo figure. And this issue is kind of where things sort of come to a head. Lois has some information on Gallo, but Gallo, essentially, you don't really see it until the next issue, but Gallo is essentially outing himself as, I think we mentioned it early, so the spoiler, potential spoiler, plot twist is already out. But this alien being who's encased in this rock has actually been controlling Gallo for a number of years, months, years, or what have you. And he's the one that sort of has brought Gallo to Metropolis in order to get closer to Clark. And then once they meet up, Superman comes and they sort of meet up, and he's getting ready to sort of like, take care of Gallo or whatever, when Lois is like, you're going to want to like hold on there and like let him tell his story. And so that's kind of what happens. And essentially what happens is he needs to be exposed directly, essentially, to this energy being, or to the alien trapped into the rock. So this issue ends with Luthor sort of raiding the casino, the Penthouse Casino, while Clark is sort of incapacitated, and while Clark and the alien are sort of intermixing with one another, the real Gallo is sort of given his form back, his real, like, sort of villain form, but subdued, and that plays a role in this next and final issue, issue number 11. So this issue is all about this alien essentially giving Clark the information about Krypton. And it's kind of like, the typical dream state kind of thing. They're both, one's encased in rock still, and Superman's laying there, like I just said. And at some point, the real Gallo wakes up, and he's like the crazy, Kingpin kind of elements. and he just goes absolutely berserk. And so there's several pages dedicated to Clark, reliving the last days of Krypton with his mom and his dad. And then we see Gallo, the real Gallo, essentially reaching the end of his craziness and essentially taking his own life.
Yeah.
So yeah, in typical fashion, it's like Clark gets a crash course in Kryptonian history, gets to see his parents, and then kind of all comes back into fruition. And it turns out, as in a lot of these Superman stories, that the alien essentially just wants to be freed. And so you see him in a big, I guess it's a lead-line suit. It would have to be a lead-line suit, right?
That's what I was thinking. Like, it's pretty early on for him to know that he could make like a lead suit to do that.
Right.
That's pretty wild.
That kind of reminded me of like an episode from the animated series they did once.
Right.
Yeah.
And so essentially Superman pushes the box that this being is encased in and pushes him really into the sun, and the alien is free. And
almost
he
kills Superman too.
Almost kills Superman and takes him, at least has the decency to take Superman back to Earth.
Yeah.
And then the story ends with him, kind of in Smallville, talking to his parents again. And the last sort of events is that one thing we haven't really mentioned is that because Superman is who he is, his relationship with Lois is very strained through this entire story. And so at the very end, she's sort of longingly waiting for Superman to come, but instead Clark shows up, asks her out, kind of, I guess maybe, let's say, on the first date kind of thing.
Yeah, it's sort of like a mini love triangle that Superman don't have time for Lois, but then this villain who's controlled by the alien does.
Right.
Type thing going on.
Yeah, and then the story ends with them sort of walking off into the night together.
One thing I want to mention, because Luthor is of course trying to kill Superman, he's out to get Gallo as well, and that's his men. When Superman got beat up when he was first exposed to Kryptonite, that was his men. So Luthor's team determined there's some sort of energy source in that building, which is why they're raiding when they do at the end.
Right.
But the point I want to make is they see Superman there, and they see Superman at the beginning. The Royal Flush Gang was hired by Luthor. When that freeze bomb explodes, they see his face, and it looks like fear.
Right.
And I just love that train of thought you see through those first few issues of, am I going to run into something that could kill me? Because this is, of course, leading up to Kryptonite. And just that thought, imagine like every time he faces something for the first time, he don't know. Like, I mean, that's some bravery. That's some, brings a lot of angles to the story you don't necessarily think of.
Right. Also, side note, unrelated, this first issue is by far the worst with added inserts.
Yeah.
There's like
3D glasses.
3D glasses that works with the ad. And then there's like an ad for something in here. And then right in the middle, there's a Teen Titans like comic.
Yeah, like the first animated, not the Go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the back of the glasses. It made reading this extremely difficult.
You pick this up and you're like, man, this is gonna be a thick, good read.
60% ads.
Exactly. I tell you that the ads in these books though brought some time back. That was a great era of DC, like between the Crises and all these different good series coming out. Man,
I'm surprised you guys didn't get the director's cut edition of that.
is there one?
Yeah, it's the one where Wolverine shows up at the end with the kryptonite claws and wrecks everybody, man.
I was about to say, because a few months ago I went out of my way to buy like every director's cut I could find, and I'm thinking, crap, that I missed one.
No, there is actually one of this. It's
Really?
Called, yeah,
Really?
it's called Superman Superman Kryptonite. I saw it. I looked it up on Amazon right now, or not right now, earlier today. So yeah,
I know what you're doing after the show, Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, since I moved everything around, what box has all my director's cuts.
Yeah,
See if I have it, because it's been so long.
It's essentially this cover, just different like header and all that kind of stuff. But yes, I'll be looking for that, because that one has apparently like sketches and like a script in it and like all that kind of stuff.
Well, if I have it, I'll tag you guys later. I just got to figure out where all my director's cuts are.
You just rearranged
to look for.
You just rearranged.
Yeah, I think it might be in my. No, thought it might have been in my Harley box. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll have to look.
Well, I know we sort of skimmed this one tonight, but overall, like, what was your opinion of it?
I mean, these covers are amazing. I'm sure a lot of people recognize this art from like the Long Halloween and such.
Right.
And you mentioned that last scene when they were walking away, and it's like an old-timey diner. Like, I love the feel. Like, something I always say about Batman and Superman is the cities are just as big a character.
Right.
And no matter how much time moves forward, they should sort of keep a similar look. And I thought, switching from covers to art, I love the art, the look of Metropolis. Everything about the art was great. Story's fantastic. It is a bit weird, like the telepathic alien and how he finds out about Krypton. It's different, but it's not bad. And there's a lot of twists in it that, I mean, I probably breezed through these in 15 minutes, and I thought it would take longer. Like, I really enjoyed it. I'd probably give this whole thing a 4.5 out of 5. Like, it's good.
Yeah, I agree. Like, Darwin Cooke and Tim Sale is like a formidable team.
It's like Jeff Johns and I forgot his name. But yeah.
But I know, like Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale have done like, everything together.
Yeah.
But I feel like this one was just as like equal as For All Seasons, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the different take, that it wasn't just it wasn't just like a chunk of kryptonite. It wasn't just a ring, that Luthor has fashioned, in the run, in the main run. That it was actually like, another being encased in like kryptonite, and just the fact that all he had to do was open the door and the radiation sort of spilled out, and Superman, wherever he was like affected by it.
Yeah. It's definitely a different take, and that's what's sort of great about the confidentials. They were sort of supposed to be less mainstream stories, and they were supposed to be my favorite Batman series is Legends of the Dark Knight, and why I like it is whether a story went one issue or 7, every time a story ended, you got a new writer and a new artist. And the next story could be anywhere. It could be in the future, present, the past of Batman. It could be a retelling. And that's what this confidential is. That's part of why I love these confidential series. I mean, it's so good. It really is. It makes me want to go back and read some more Tim Sale art stories I know I got.
Yeah.
I'm just loving that vibe it had. So good.
Yeah, the Long Halloween and Dark Victory was the first introduction to those guys, and that's really the only Batman stuff I've read outside of like Death in the Family or whatever.
Yeah, I tell you, if you ever come across Legends, most of those stories are worth the pickup. I mean, there's a few clunkers, but that whole series is so good.
Good.
Yeah.
So the impetus for reading this, other than it being like a good story, was that it, I think, really does a good job of sort of segueing into our themes. I think for those watching on replay and you guys live who may have come late, I think we're going to end the Kryptonite saga with this story, and then pick up Superman origin stories with this story. So I think it was a good choice to sort of transition from one.
It's one thing I love us ending on this, because you never would have expected a Kryptonite story like this.
Right.
So
So
yeah, what Mr. Gretzky mentioned, good to see you, man. But the Kents, that's a pretty interesting story. You know what that is, Jason? I thought it was Elseworlds, but I don't think it is. It's like the story of the Kent family back in like the Wild West. It's a 12-parter maxi. I thought it was Elseworlds at first, but somebody pointed out to me that it ain't. So it's really good.
I've seen a few issues, I think, rummaging through the dollar bins or the $2 bins, I think.
Yeah.
I've got one issue of it, but I'm not sure which one. I don't remember.
I looked for years because I wanted to find like at least 4 or 5 issues at once, because you hate to buy one and then feel committed to the 12. And I think I eventually got a lot on. It was either My Comic Shop or eBay, or maybe they were all $1, because I think I ended up paying about $1 a piece plus like $3 shipping. So
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does anybody have anything to show? I do.
I just got a couple little things.
I got one little big thing. I picked up the Imaginext Superman XL.
Oh, wow.
It's basically the XL version of those little Imaginext figures. I saw this on Brad, the DCU geek or whatever. There's a Superman and there's a Flash. I should pick up the Flash, as big of a Flash fan as I am.
Yeah.
But I went ahead and picked up the Superman one. He's pretty cool. I'll probably give him to my daughter at some point, if I'm not too attached to him still.
Yeah.
I got some Marvel books I can show.
I just got a couple of the books I picked up in my last haul that are cool. Like,
oh yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't get the stickers off, but this is the last. It even has our show name Phantoms on it. The last issue of DC Comics Presents. I picked up this cool action just because it had like a Popeye ripoff on the front here. This one, I haven't got to read these yet, but it looks like it might be one of those weird issues where you actually see the DC editorial staff interact with Superman.
Yeah.
Because they say, "Happy birthday, Julie." I assume that's Julie Schwartz.
Right.
And then I just got this cool variant.
Oh, that's awesome.
Prototypical.
Cool.
It's like a homage to, I think it was issue 11 or 12 of the original series.
Yeah. Super cool.
Speaking of that, I know in all my videos I've been saying that I'm stopping at 1996, but I was doing some digging the other day and just happened to find 204.
Oh, nice. Love that cover.
Oh,
Jim Lee, right?
Yeah. So I went ahead and got the Jim Lee saga, I guess you could say. So I found a lot of them at STL Comics, but I just filled in the gaps through My Comic Shop. So I'll do a little bit more modern Superman outside of these, the 6-issue series and stuff like that. I'll skip
there's
ahead.
some good stuff. There's good stuff. It's hit or miss with Superman from like after death till the end of Volume 1.
And then only because I don't want to leave Russ out, and because we're talking about him, I had this a long time ago, but I also had a hankering to pick up Hulk Gray.
Oh,
which
nice.
is Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. So I found all the run at STL Comics as well, so I picked those back up.
Cool.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I'm on a kind of a mission to find all their stuff. I know there's, talking about Marvel for a second, but there's like, what is it, Spider-Man blue, Daredevil yellow. Oh no, man down.
Yeah.
Somebody said
I haven't
Marvel and
looked
Tim
at the
passed out.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Showed some Marvel and the world crashed.
Yeah. So yeah, so that's what I got.
Cool.
Well, all right. Well, I guess we've reached the end of our episode. I want to thank everybody for coming and hanging out. Thanks to the chats
Cool.
for chiming in and making comments as always. And we'll just go around real quick and do our socials, and we'll get out of here. So Tim, why don't you go ahead?
I'm the comic collector, like you see on the bottom of my tab there on YouTube. Tim_the comic collector on YouTube. Do a lot of cool stuff on Instagram. On YouTube, I have the 1,000 subscribers contest going. I believe I'm 29 away at the moment. So anyone watching, if you want to jump in on this contest and win it, let's recommend me 29 times. And then tomorrow, of course, is Fanboys Live and Retro Review, and we're doing Final Crisis tomorrow.
Nice.
So,
Mr. Gretzy's throwing down.
What?
Only Superman I have is 640 issues of Action Comics and the complete Adventures of Superman run.
Oh, is that all?
yeah.
Is that
Just
all?
a small amount.
Yeah, he goes backwards a lot farther than me, and I believe he has a pretty complete run of, what is it, Detective Gretzky? Detective or Batman. He is really far back, and he's a huge. We met because I did Archie videos, and he has a fantastic Archie collection too.
Nice.
Yep.
All right, Russ, I know you gave them out, I think, earlier. Go ahead and shout out what you're up to.
Not a whole lot going on the channel right now. I'm going to be bringing back my random read series pretty soon.
Awesome.
I think I left off at episode 8 of that. So I'm going to get back on that and try to do that at least once a week. And I've been doing some gameplay streams of The Last of Us. That's pretty much it right now.
Yeah, that's one game I probably won't ever play. I can't take the super serious ones.
Yeah. It's a lot like an interactive movie, really.
Really?
There's more cutscenes almost than gameplay.
So yeah, I hate those kind of games. Like, I know I might get 10, 15 minutes at the beginning. After that, just leave me alone. Like,
right.
Yeah.
If I want a cutscene, I'll purposely go do that task.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm Jason, aka RetroTigo. If you're on my channel, then welcome. You're on my channel. I'm RetroTigo as well on Instagram, and I do haul videos, impressions videos, review videos, flip through videos, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, just doing whatever strikes my fancy on the day that I decided to record a video.
That's the best way.
Yeah, a lot of Superman right now because that's what I'm in the middle of reading. So, well, all right, guys. Thanks everyone for watching live. Thanks everyone for watching in the future. And yeah, we'll be back a couple weeks, 3 weeks, something like that, with something else. I think we're doing for all seasons.
Yep. So look, 2 to 3 weeks from now on my channel, we'll be doing that. Wow. That's impressive.
That is very impressive.
Yeah.
All
Making
right.
us all look bad, Gretzky.
Well, I know who we'll have to get for a guest appearance in a future episode.
That's what I was just thinking. He's going to kick us off this show and take it over.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, everybody have a good weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. See you guys.